Hi, I'm Wayne Coe, parent, designer. I don't believe the school board in 2009 was looking to close the building after just having raised $5 million for the development and maintenance of all three facilities. But within a year of her 2009 arrival, the new superintendent of schools introduced the NYSCOSS plan, close facilities to drive contractor spending. NYSCOSS, the New York State Council of School Superintendents, is a lobbying organization directing educational tax dollars through superintendents to private educational contractors. Education contractors pay NYSCOSS over $500,000 a year for access and advocacy at the federal, state, and BOE level. Lobbying is the act of attempting to influence decisions made by elected officials like the CCSD Board of Education. Lobbying is done by advocacy groups and interest groups like NYSCOSS members for education contractors. This is a fiscal list of NYSCOSS Strategic Partner lobbying dollars as listed on NYSCOSS.org for 2013. Signature partners, 7 times $15,000, $105,000. Premium diamond partner, 14 times $10,000, $140,000. Premium platinum partner, 2 times $8,000, $16,000. Premier golden partner, 13 times $6,000, $78,000. Silver partner, 42 times $4,000, $168,000. Lobbying fees collected by NYSCOSS in 2013, $507,000. This does not include a large number of lower-level paying members. By 2010, the superintendent retooled the facilities committee and privatized it. She did this by violating Board Policy 7100 and positioning 3 board members on an apparent violation of open meeting law. Policy 7100 describes the facilities committee as, quote, representing all groups that use the district facilities, unquote. 7100 evokes, quote, the board, unquote, 6 times in the first 3 paragraphs, stating, quote, the board is ultimately responsible, unquote, for the district facilities, meaning if board members are committee members, they are the core, not the superintendent. Quote, the board delegates to the superintendent, unquote. The superintendent is a delegate instructed to make plans for the development and regular operation of the buildings, not for the closing of buildings to drive contractor spending for the benefit of NYSCOSS Strategic Partner, SEI Design Group. The superintendent evaded community oversight for a period of 3 years, evaded Education Law 402A, in which the state defines the process of closing a school, recommends creating a broad-based community, quote, advisory committee, unquote, to look into alternative plans, quote, community impact, unquote, and more. Policy 7100 states, whenever possible, the cultural as well as the educational needs of the community will be considered in planning facility expansion, unquote. Not never, but whenever possible. For 3 years, the superintendent actively expelled students, parents, taxpayers, and teachers from the facility committee and process. Responding to my full request, the administration stated that they kept no list of attendees and no minutes for the facilities committee for 4 years. No minutes or list of attendees for a process of closing a school and generating a $13.8 million capital project. I was given, after 4 months of evasions, the attached, highly redacted calendar pages. As a taxpayer and community member, this is shocking. Open meeting law would have required those records and provide community oversight, but NYSCOSS member Cheryl Nuciforo wanted no NYSCOSS fingerprints on her NYSCOSS plan. For 3 years, the board listened to a parade of NYSCOSS lobbyists. The superintendent is a NYSCOSS member, SEI Design Group, a NYSCOSS Strategic Partner, did the building survey. BOCES has a NYSCOSS umbrella membership. They are not, quote, independent and objective, unquote. They are clients of the CCSD. NYSCOSS member District Superintendent James Baldwin organized and bid the facility study. I've heard it was underbid by BOCES, no doubt to keep NYSCOSS in control. 2 of the 3 study leaders, Sicko and Jewell, are lifetime NYSCOSS members. SEI Design Group, a premium diamond and NYSCOSS partner, has a huge fiscal conflict of interest if they are doing the building study to direct attention to the wrong building to drive contractor spending. And they were awarded the $11.7 million capital project. Hence, no cost comparison was done on closing the MED. No alternative plans were considered. The school board handbook repeatedly states advocacy for the students is the board's primary responsibility and representing the, quote, whole community. I believe the board, students, parents, taxpayers were misinformed about tax impact. The no tax impact, quote unquote, claim was abandoned by the Board of Education a couple weeks before the bond vote. 3 objective independent articles, the Chatham Press showing the language of the bond and linking costs to proposed projects, an accountant's editorial outlining $30 million tax impact outside the bond, and a different accountant's article explaining that 52% of the spending had no educational benefit. While campaigning in April and May for school board 2014, the public overwhelmingly said to me that they did not believe the no tax impact claim and wanted the NYSCOSS decision reversed. 3 times before the consolidation vote, students were silenced. I was in attendance each time the board president improperly deferred a board decision to NYSCOSS member Nuciforo, who thrice said in different ways, silence the students till after implementation. I request, as I did June 14th, the board order the superintendent to release to the public her secret winter 2013 survey of the students. The students, long silenced by the board, expressed their thoughtful disfavor of the NYSCOSS plan in the recent article, What About the Kids? With near unanimity, they wish the NYSCOSS decision reversed. The NYSCOSS plan does not represent the whole community. The plan wasn't the board's idea. The plan represents Superintendent Nuciforo's special interests. Every voice, students, taxpayers, local contractors, and the local community cry out for social justice against this anti-community plan. I recommend the board vote unanimously to reverse the decision to close the CMS without delay. I recommend independent voices, Craig Simmons or Muriel Faxon, oversee a genuinely open community advisory committee as described in Education Law 402A for the purpose of examining the many alternative plans available and representing the whole community. I would volunteer for such a committee and have recommendations for local governance, Adrian Morell, teachers, Mr. V, board members, Craig Simmons, taxpayers and accountant, Alan Besterman, architect and educator, Luis Castro, and local business representative, Kirk Neller, as described by New York State law. Thank you.